Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where last episode we were conquered, kind of. Our liege was conquered. We're not really affected. We don't actually care all that much. So it's fine. We're working our way up on our monthly income, but we had a significant setback, that being a pretty nasty plague that came through yet again. Okay, our wife is no longer pregnant. That's fine. We've got an heir, we've got a spare, it's all good. We don't care anymore. So that sounds great. And this quarantine is causing us significant problems. This is still going to delay us a lot for the next 5 years. Luckily, we did get some household savings, and our regent is now less powerful. So, what are the odds that we can do anything about this? 20%. Well, I don't know that that's really worth doing yet. We do need to get an upgrade going in here, and this is intended long-term to be a location where we're going to be having siege weapons. So what that means is we should put in farms and fields here. Fantastic. So that's underway. Then we've got this castle here. This is a purely economic castle at this moment, and that means that we should probably put in an elephantry. Workshops would get us up to 1.75 per month. Elephantry would be the same. Okay, I'm just checking in on that because I wasn't sure which one would be better if we're going to have a blacksmith in this last slot. So, with that in mind, workshops are mostly about the stationed men-at-arms. So I don't think that really matters all that much to us right now. We can put an elephantry in here, and we can always put a second unit of elephants in here later if we choose to. So we'll get an elephantry going in for the cash. That'll be fine. Our regent has changed, and that should mean, well, she's self-interested. She's our wife. Interesting. 75 personality, huh? Well, we could work on swaying her, which we probably should do, and that'll be fine. We could swing the scales against her and drop her scales of power a little bit. We could leverage some prestige, or we could leverage nothing. We could ask for an intercession from our head of state, but we don't have the ability to do that. Honestly, this is going to just swing naturally, and I think we let that be for the moment. Okay. So at this moment, we definitely want to work up our wife's opinion of us. She is this our good wife? 11 stewardship. No. Okay. This is our intelligent wife. Gotcha. So that's fine. We are going to want to get an upgrade going in here, and this is going to be about boosting our pikemen. So that's understood. We do need a new spy master, and our vassal here is okay. She's not very happy with us, but it's okay. So that's fine for now, and we're going to need money in order to get this done, but we'll have that soon enough. We're up to 29.6 gold per month now, and our investments are continuing, but our main issue, of course, remains this quarantine. I wish we had a way to lift it, but we just don't. Maybe that's something that we could do if we didn't have the regent? Maybe that's something the regent did. I don't know. But we can definitely put in a manor house upgrade here if we wanted to. But like I said, this is mostly going to be about boosting the power level of these pikemen. So we're going to upgrade our wind furnaces here. And that'll be perfect. Our control level here is slowly increasing, and this is not a corruption over here. Okay. I'm just checking our control levels in all of our other locations. They should be fine. Yeah, they are. Okay, cool. We're not seeing a lot of growth out over here in our development, but that's not terribly shocking. We do have a new stewardship perk available, and we can also extort our subjects, which we're definitely going to do. And let's go ahead and grab detailed ledgers. Beautiful. That brings us up to 30 gold per month. And why take a little when we can take a lot? This will be gone in about 3 years, so that sounds good. We're going to take about 800 gold here, and that gives us a lot of gold that we can invest. And so we shall. Now, we're currently building in all of these locations, and the question is building slots, right? So building slots are filled in all of these locations except for here, which does not have a barony built in it. Actually, I'd like to get a city holding going in there. And we'll get that underway right now. That's the only empty holding slot that we have right now. It kind of looks like there should be one here, but there just isn't. So it'd be interesting if there was. This would be an even more powerful county. This is already a very, very good county. So that all seems good for now. Of course, wind furnaces can go in here as well. And wind furnaces are probably... Actually, can we? No, we already have a wind furnace. I'm dumb. Okay, that's fine then. So this is going to be blacksmiths, but this is now done. But this also has all of its building slots full. I would like to petition you in your wisdom to consider my claim for the Kingdom of Tamilakam. This is our liege's title. Our vassal has a claim here. We have many other pressing matters. We don't really have the capacity to take on this guy. Not right now. We'd have to put a lot of money into our men-at-arms, which we could do, but... Oh, we're at 7 of 8. I just realized that. We need to revoke this title. Done. Okay, so they're holding a grudge, but that's fine. So at this moment, Korkai is now our title, and we are going to be stationing these armored footmen here in Korkai. Perfect. So now we actually have a reason to be working on some upgrades here, and we're going to build the barracks. Excellent. So that seems fine. We do have quite a lot of other amounts of gold, of course. And down over this direction, I'm going to start building the barracks. We just want to have all of that underway for right now. We did not manage to sway our wife, unfortunately, and the scales of power are continuing to drop. Every month it drops by a quarter, but she did further the mandate and gave us 455 gold. So it's actually not a bad thing. That's money we wouldn't have gotten if she wasn't the regent. So there's that. We did just finish constructing in Colum, and that's understood. That's all fine for now. So over here in Colum, we can absolutely upgrade our rotating wind sails, which I'd be delighted to do. Let's get that going. That will get us more money flowing in. Again, our biggest problem right now is this quarantine. By far, that's our biggest problem. We can see that the taxes here, we do have minus 100% and minus 115%, actually. But the coastal quarantine is canceled out by the tax assessors. And then we've got 11, 27, 30, or actually 50, 67. And then, yeah, so we actually have like minus 30-some% taxes from this. So it's painful, no doubt about it. It's substantially painful. We gained a level of fame, which is neat. But our constructions are ongoing nicely. It is currently 12:14, so this is going to go away in 3 years, 3.5 years. That is very painful. In Madurai, we just finished up a construction, and that's absolutely fine. That is right up over here. Twin sons, huh? Well, that's a little awkward. It'll be fine, but it is definitely awkward. No doubt about it. I'd like to get an upgrade going on these simple windmills, and we need to keep in mind that we're going to have to fill in the building slots on this city, because we want to control pretty tightly what those are actually going to be. And I'm just noticing they're only at 85 control level here. That's not really our problem, to be fair, but that's not ideal for them, for sure. Okay, we just had a daughter as well, so sure. We're up to 28.5 gold per month right now. So we're continuing to gain additional control in the county of Madurai down over here. And we would like to be making a lot more money than this, to be perfectly honest. We'd like to be making about double this money, and we will be, just as soon as this quarantine goes away. Another son. Okay. We went from having no children to having altogether too many children. This is what happens when you're in a religion that practices polygamy in Crusader Kings 3. It's actually kind of problematic. It's not ideal. You never run out of heirs, there's that, but also you really want to get to primogeniture. Speaking of which, I'm switching us over to primogeniture. We're a long ways away from that, 31 years, but maybe we could get that in this guy's lifetime. So we'll work on that for now, and this here, we do need to fill a building slot in. So what do we want to put in? Probably cattle pastures. There we go. That'll do. So that all seems fine, as of right now. We did just finish building a horse pen down in Mahal, so that's understood. And this is going to be done in 3 years, so that'll be, by the time this is done, we'll have our full amount of gold coming in, so that's nice. And here we want to be boosting our pikemen. We've still got that coastal quarantine here for, wow, until 1223. Oof. That's insane. Well, we do want to get building this wooden barracks, so we'll get that going. We are going to be seeing our soldier count improve as we get this done, but it's slow progress right now because we're still primarily focused on making money, right? Unfortunately for us, it's just going to be a little bit. That quarantine is really hurting us. Even though the disease passed like 5 years ago, we're still under quarantine. So our liege just converted Madurai to Theravada, which is actually the incorrect religion for us, and we're going to need to convert that right on back. Okay. He's also working on converting up over here, and that will need to be converted as well. This guy is Shavite, so that is correct. We'll just have to be working on this for now. Our control level here is going to be working its way up, and that is good for our income, to be sure, but we need a lot more. We just finished a levying ground in Korkai, and that is this down over here. So we're going to need some cash. We did manage to sway our wife here, and what's her opinion now? 0% chance of ending the Regency. Okay. She's been swinging the scales of power, it seems. Very rude of her. Well, we'll just continue to drop that down. I'm not too concerned about it. Like I said, she's been giving us a lot of money, so that's okay. We get a stewardship perk, and there's also a peasant rabble faction. I don't care about that. We can grab War Profiteer, not like it will really help us at this moment. And in Korkai, we're going to build our small wind furnace upgrade. Perfect. So, of course, there's another sun, naturally. And our control level is definitely getting a lot better. Now, we've got this levy size reduction here. But there's also a levy size increase, cutting that in half. So that's nice. Our main issue, again, is just this quarantine. We're about 1.5 years away from this going away. And once this does, that's going to be the single biggest thing for us. Now, we are going to still have this coastal quarantine for a while. But that's a very minor holding tax reduction in comparison. So it's not going to be as bad. But it isn't going to be like peak production of gold. That's for sure. So this castle down over here, we do need to put a building in this slot, and I think the plan here is indeed to put a blacksmith here for the percentage increase of our holding taxes. So we'll get that going in. It's also pretty cheap, and we'll just get that started. This up over here, there is a holding slot available for, and what would the plan here be? That's an interesting question, actually. Blacksmiths would not help stationed siege men-at-arms, but they would boost the income, and maybe that's not a bad plan. The other option for income would be hospices and walls and towers. Hospices are okay. But I think for now, what do we got here? Ah, he's ambitious. Perfect. I think for now, we're going to put a blacksmith in here. We do need 2 month ticks worth of gold, and we'll get that very, very shortly here. But very soon, this quarantine is finally going to be over. I really wish we could remove the quarantine, but alas, we just can't. So we need 1 more month tick, actually 2 more month ticks worth of gold. Hang on. 270 gold? This is absolutely fine. We don't care about the control growth. It's maxed on control. So that seems good. We can now put that into blacksmiths, and that is ideal. Over here in Madurai, we're going to want an additional duchy holding construction. Well, do we want to build, at least temporarily, a tax office here? It would be pretty good. I think we probably should, to be honest. So we've maxed out our control level here. That seems good. And this quarantine, again, is going to be done on 5 October of next year. So almost exactly 1 year away. Okay. So with that in mind, all of these now have full building slots. There's this city up here that's going to be done in 18 months. Our wife has resolved a courtier debt. Okay, that's cool. And we gained a favor hook, which we can demand payment on her from. No. A peasant's lot is to serve their lord. We will rally the troops, and we're going to come out over this direction. We did lose some control levels. There's actually quite a lot of them up over that way. They're split up quite a bit, and this is good. This is just our men-at-arms. Let's raise everything. There we go. Much better. So obviously, due to our control level, things are a little bit rough in terms of our overall military quantity, but that's not surprising, given the situation. So we'll crush these guys, no problem. And then there's these guys up over here. Where are they going? They're embarking. Are they going to go here? Or are they just going to try to land in our capital? Because our capital is where they should try to land. That's kind of wacky, but we're going to increase our control level out over here. So that'll be fine. That will be growing. We don't have any problem here. It was these 3 that rebelled. Yeah, so no problem there. They're no longer embarking, and we want to just come up and catch them. Well, they're heading back to the coast now. We just finished building levying grounds out over here, and I do want to continue to work on upgrading these. So we're going to construct quartermaster's offices. Okay, now they're going this way. Sure. We're working on chasing them down. We're going to fight them right here. The game thinks we're going to lose this. The game is completely and totally wrong. We're going to completely destroy them, actually. I don't know why it thinks that we're going to lose this. This is not true. Yeah, like, look at that. I don't know why the game thought that we were going to lose that battle. It was never going to happen. So we're going to head on back. This war is, of course, fundamentally over. We're going to enforce our demands, and that is complete. Excellent. Yeah, I don't know. Those battle predictions in Crusader Kings 3, they are not very reliable. You just kind of gotta know how the battle's going to go before you go into the battle and just ignore them. Okay, so our wife has cancer, and this is not our good wife. This is our fertile wife. Okay, that's not a bad thing at this point. We're not upset about that in any meaningful way. So at this point, we do need to get more upgrades going, specifically here. 10 months left on that. Now, it is 12/17. So this quarantine is going to be gone in just a couple of months at this point. That's excellent. Now, we do have a hook on our wife here. She still has 0% chance of acceptance on this, though. Okay. She has been letting the scales of power drop down a little bit, so that's nice. Offer guardianship, huh? Pass. No. Our heir is being guardianed by us, and that's absolutely fine for now. He is currently a rowdy. He's also an albino, which is kind of not ideal in terms of the general opinion modifier, but it's fine. It doesn't really affect all that much. It's okay. So just finished construction here. We don't really care to continue these all that much. This isn't held by us. We just wanted to make sure all the building slots are finished. We also completed construction here. And we definitely do want to have more construction happening here. And this is going to be blacksmiths. So we'll get that going into Korkai, and that will be perfect. So we're now making 78.9 gold per month. That's how powerful of a setback that quarantine modifier was. Look at that. It's gone now, and we're making ludicrous sums of money. And we're not even at our max at this moment. We've got a long ways to go for that. But now that we've got all this money flowing in, we're going to be able to greatly accelerate our progress here. I want to get this going as soon as we can. That's going to be 2 month ticks away, which is not bad at all. Actually, 3 month ticks away. Now it's 2 month ticks away. So that's absolutely fine. There's a plague nearby. It's way up here. We're not too concerned about that. Our son has recovered from pneumonia, which is actually kind of unfortunate. But I do definitely want to get this windmill upgrade going here. This is the next priority. There we go. So we're now up over 80 gold per month, and this up over here, the control level is going to be pretty close to max when we finish this, but not entirely. Sure. We can get a weak hook on this guy. It's fine. So we can demand payments from some people. This is our marshal. We're definitely going to demand payments on that. This is our wife here, and we'll do that. We can't use that hook to get her to leave the Regency, unfortunately, but it's fine. Monthly income per stress level, we're at 0 stress right now. That doesn't actually get us anything, but it does get us further down that tree. So that all looks good for now. Okay, so we're at 4351 troop count at this moment, and we're still busily working on getting all of these done, right? Level 4 castle upgrades we're a very long ways away from, so a lot of these structures are going to get maxed out fairly soon. I wouldn't mind getting this windmill upgrade going here and making even more gold per month. So at 80 gold per month, yeah, this is fine. I want to check our economy compared to our liege. We're making double what he's making, almost double. We need to be making like 96 for that, but we're making close to double. So that looks absolutely fantastic. And like I said, we've still got a lot of investment that we can do. We're going to continue to work on our investments where we are able to. So we're prioritizing, actually, we should definitely be building up over here. So hill farms are something that we can absolutely put in here. We can't build windmills. We can build guilds. We can also build a trade port because this is on a major river. So let's get a trade port going in there for now. I want to get these building slots filled with level 1 buildings. And then the owner of the land can upgrade them himself for now. That's going to be the idea. Actually, herself. So at this point, that's absolutely okay. And once these all get filled in, that'll be fine. Okay. So our son is a spitting likeness of his grandfather, and we think that he reincarnated. Okay, cool. So that gains us some renown, which is, you know, neat. We'll definitely take that. So that all seems good for now. We're getting very, very close now to maxing everything out here. We're making fantastic progress. We've definitely put a lot of money into this county, and we can work up in Calicut, which we should do. Let's upgrade our militia camps up over here right now. So that's underway, and we're about to max out our control up over here. This is going up by 1.31 per month, so it is now maxed, and we can then come over here, although this is not going to take long to max this out. So we'll get that underway as well. Perfect. So that's all looking good for now. We're going to continue to work on getting all of this done. But a big part of what we're going to need is we're going to need to boost up our men-at-arms regiment sizes. And that's going to be expensive. That's why we've been not really focusing that hard on our military for now. And we've been focusing very heavily on economic upgrades. Because the faster we get these economic upgrades, the faster we get the military upgrades too. So that's definitely something that we're very interested in. I just wish that we didn't have 5 years of, like, 1/3 tax rate. That was painful. No doubt about that. Luckily, that is in the past. So that's all good. We have yet another son. This is kind of a lot. We have 11 children. And we're 32. This could keep going for a while. This is going to be a messy succession. No doubt about that. Unless we can get primogeniture before we die. If we can get primogeniture, that's a big deal. We're currently expecting to get this in about 26 years. So if we can get that, that'd be absolutely fantastic. We'll see if that happens. Exposure is currently urbanization, and that's going to finish up soon. We're not really concerned about the development limit. We're nowhere near the development limit, I don't think. So as of right now, that's not a problem. We do have 539 gold, and we can invest that in making more gold, which is not a bad thing. We definitely want to do that right now. We shall not make the mistakes of... Actually, our heir would get 4 stewardship from this. He would get the Maldives for that. I don't want to give him that. We'll just give him 2 stewardship. It'll be fine. So he's also temperate, so that gives him +2 stewardship as well. He's already up to 9 stewardship, which is pretty decent. He doesn't even have an education trait yet. So that all looks good. It is, however, about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue to work on this investment. We're very, very close at this point to having this investment where we want it to be. And then we'll start bulking up our men-at-arms, and then we're going to start getting rowdy. No doubt about that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge Estiel, Spock, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.